Aurora!
Almost there, Moll. You can do it.
Oh, I thought you were my friend.
I am your friend. That's why I planned this adventure.
Hmm,
So, what do you think?
I think that was a long walk.
You were on an airplane for 5 hours.
Hmm.
You needed to stretch your legs.
Yeah, but now I can't feel them. If I knew you were going to lead me up a mountain, I would have parachuted here and saved myself the hike.
You haven't seen the view yet.
Hmm. Hmm. Wow.
I figured you needed a little break after your trip.
I'm trying to figure out why we're here, though.
Sometimes the signs are there and you just don't notice them.
Hmm. What are you talking about?
The sign. The wooden one falling apart in the wildflowers.
Ah, wow. Molinda Falls.
Two natural wonders named Molinda in the same place. I wanted to take you somewhere you'd never. You okay?
Yeah, it's just Molinda Falls.
Oh my gosh, I hear it. Melinda falls like a premonition of you plunging to your death. I didn't think of that.
I didn't either. Until now. You didn't bring me here to bump me off, did you?
Why would I do that?
Did make you drive 3 hours to the airport.
I volunteered to drive. It wasn't a chore. I just listened to a podcast.
Oh, which one?
Ooh, missing and murdered.
What?
I wouldn't bring you up here to push you off. There's obviously security footage at the airport showing us together. There'd also be two sets of footprints coming up the trail and only one set going back.
You put a lot of thought into this, haven't you? Huh. Second time today, I wish I'd had a parachute.
I did give it some thought. Discovered this place while routing our trip. Came up early and stashed away a little surprise.
Aurora?
I was gonna hide a picnic basket, but it seemed corny. I hid this instead, because it's a little cooler. A little wine to go with your whining, a little cheese.
To go with your jokes?
You said you needed some fun after dealing with your family.
I do. Thank you. They're exhausting.
I've got just the thing to boost your energy.
Apples and yogurt?
Popcorn and chocolate.
Woo, woo, woo. Hey, best friend ever. Ah, I've got something I need to tell you though. Uh, Well, I don't want to spoil our picnic.
Share the M&Ms and don't get so drunk I have to carry you down the mountain.
Okay. Mm. I've actually been here before.
To Melinda Falls.
Yeah, long time ago. I didn't recognize the trail, but the view kind of clued me in on where we were.
The sign must have been a pretty good hint, too.
Yeah, well, that sign's not in as good of shape as it was 10 years ago. Then again, neither am I. Maybe it's all the M&Ms and wine.
I wish I'd known you back then.
Oh, God. I was so dorky. You'd laugh if you knew what I did up here.
Ooh, a story. Spill the tea, not the candy.
I'm like 11 or something, and on a road trip with my dad and brothers. Worse than the weekend you just helped me escape. Male bonding going on everywhere, and I was miserable.
That's why I like to bond with women.
Smart girl. Anyway, they're looking for fishing spots, and I see Molinda Falls on this big park map. First time I'd ever seen my name when it wasn't directly referencing me. I begged until my dad let me hike up here myself, and I sprinted all the way.
Sprinted.
My legs were stronger, or this mountain was smaller. I don't know. The hike is easy when you're focusing on something special.
I get it. Go on.
I came into this clearing and it was like a dream. The sky, the flowers, the first river flowing into the second river to rush over the waterfall was one.
It's a confluence. Two rivers becoming one.
I thought a confluence was a bunch of stuff magically happening at the same time.
Maybe it's both.
Well, the confluence of rivers is how this place got its name. Molinda means union.
That's beautiful. Aurora means dawn.
Why didn't your parents just name you Dawn?
I don't know. Finish your story.
Fine. The rivers and my emotions inspired this whole message in a bottle idea. I took out my journal and gel pen and just poured my heart into a letter.
What did you write about?
Who I was, where I was sitting, what I wanted to be.
Which was
A princess.
like Cinderella?
Leia Organa.
A Star Wars fan.
I referenced some fallen trees out there that looked like an X-Wing.
The letter sounds perfect.
It was goofy, but honest, I guess.
Good qualities in a letter and in a person.
I sealed it up and tossed it in the river right as my brother showed up to bring me back to reality. In my fairy tale fantasy world, I actually believed someone would find it, rescue me from my family, and bring me back here to propose.
Propose. You were 11.
It had to travel down the river, over the waterfall, out to sea, and into the hands of a lonely prince sailing the world in search of love.
That can take a while.
I made a bow out of handkerchief and a scrunchie so it'd be easier to find.
Wait, was it a thermos from Lunchbox?
Spice Girls. Why?
I think I found it.
It just washed up at your feet someplace?
No, it washed up on the shore right over there.
What are you talking about?
Look at the bank on the right, just as the river goes left. Wedged against the rock, that looks like Jabba the Hutt. It's
My thermos! Sealed my hopes to send to the world and they beached themselves like a sick whale.
we don't know that. Maybe someone found it downstream and brought it back.
Well, look where it is. It's virtually inaccessible. Unless there's a human skeleton nearby, the thermos never made it to the falls. Maybe the sign actually says, Molinda fails.
You haven't failed.
My attempt to find love has gone nowhere for a decade.
Maybe you're putting your hopes into the wrong river.
What?
We've been friends for a couple of months now.
3?
It could be more than that.
No, it's 3. Comic Con was.
No, it could be more than friendship.
Oh.
We're great as we are. I know that. There's no one I'd rather spend time with. I just really missed you when you were on that trip.
I missed you too, actually. I was surprised. Confused, maybe.
You probably realized I was crushing on you before you left.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really great at seeing signs.
I guess not. Some of them were pretty obvious. Maybe you should get glasses.
I have to admit, I have thought about it.
About getting glasses.
About You, us. I just have to convince myself I'm ready to.
Take the plunge? I get it. No worries. No pressure.
No parachute,
I'm not gonna push you.
because the footprints in the airport security footage.
Right. Let's just snack and drink and look at the rivers. Two beautiful forces of nature on different journeys that unexpectedly and majestically unite.
To plummet and crash violently.
To free fall together and make a big splash.
You make it sound spectacular.
I really think it could be, if that's what fate has in store.
Well, technically, you did find my thermos
And rescue you from your family
and bring me to Molinda Falls.
and make a proposal of sorts.
If I ignore your rebellious disregard for my preferred order of events, this is nearly my entire fairy tale scenario come true.
Nearly.
Well, I always imagined the person I fell in love with would be
Royalty?
right. You are named after a Disney princess, though.
So close.
Close is nice. Quite a confluence, isn't it?
Spectacular.
Molinda gently takes Aurora's hand into hers. Aurora looks down at their joined hands, then into Molinda's eyes. They share a gaze and a smile, then turn to look at Molinda Falls again. Molinda leans her head on Aurora's shoulder. We see their faces envisioning possibilities as the lights fade.